Sharpe's Honour is the 16th historical novel in the Richard Sharpe series by Bernard Cornwell, first published in 1985. In the Vitoria Campaign of the Peninsula War in 1813, Sharpe is framed for murder. He must find a way to clear his name to preserve the fragile alliance between Britain and Spain during the Napoleonic Wars. Plot summary: Major Pierre Ducos plans to make a peace between France and Spain, depriving the British of their allies in the peninsula and forcing them to withdraw. He forms an alliance with the Spanish priest Father Hatcher and his brother, the partisan El Matarif. He then arranges for La Marquise Hélène to write letters to her husband claiming Sharpe tried to rape her. La Marquise challenges Sharpe to a duel and Sharpe accepts, but the fight is interrupted by Sharpe's commanding officer Colonel Leroy. At night, La Marquise is murdered and Sharpe is accused. He is found guilty by court-martial and sentenced to death. However, his friend Michael Hogan arranges for another man to be hanged in his place, sending Sharpe to search for Hélène in order to clear his name. Meanwhile, in return for their help in murdering La Marquise and gaining the support of the French nobles, Ducos arranges for Hélène to be forced into a nunnery, meaning her husband's wealth will go to Hatcher and Matarif. Sharpe tracks her down and frees her, fleeing from Matara's men. However, he is captured by General Vérony, a French officer in one of Hélène's lovers, but refuses to give his parole, promising not to escape. He is briefly tortured by Ducos before Vérony intervenes. Hélène proposes Sharpe give his parole, then she and Vérony will allow him to escape. Sharpe refuses the dishonorable plan but manages to escape anyway when a powder magazine is ignited. At the Battle of Vitoria, Sharpe's regiment, the South Essex, are left leaderless when Leroy is killed. Sharpe manages to find his men and assume command, leading them to victory. He and Harper then manage to track down Matarif, who has captured Hélène in the chaos of the French retreat. Sharpe fights Matarif and forces him to confess to La Marquise's murder before killing him. Sharpe and Harper then beat Hatcher until he agrees to comply with a cover story clearing Sharpe's name. Television adaptation. The novel was adapted as the last episode of the second season of the Sharpe television series, guest starring Alice Krige as La Marquise, Nicholas Grace as Father Hatcher and Matthew Skurfield as El Matarif. It retained the same basic plot as the novel but had a number of differences. It is written as Sharpe's first meeting with La Marquise. Harper accompanies Sharpe on his mission to find her. Hogan and Leroy are omitted and replaced with Nairn. Hatcher is killed by Ducos for his failure, whereas in the book he survives and El Matara's death is altered, being shot by Major Mendoza as he prepares to stab Sharpe in the back rather than having his throat slit by Sharpe. It also added an extra scene at the beginning where Ducos outlines his plans to Napoleon. Publication history. Sharpe's Honour was the sixth book in the Sharpe series written by Cornwell by order of year of publication. After the addition of many more novels to the successful series, it resides about two-thirds of the way through the series and Sharpe's military career.